a minister, artist, speaker who survived not one, but 2 near-death experiences. Please help me welcome to the show, Butta the Preacher. What's going on? How you doing?
Doing great. How you?
Good. Thank you so much for coming and being on the Cameo Bobo Show.
It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Tell us about these near-death experiences. So tell us your story.
Yes, born and raised in Gary, Indiana.
Okay. Home of Michael Jackson, right?
Yes, home of Michael Jackson. Very small city, about 30 minutes from Chicago. And during the time I was born in the era, Gary, Indiana was known as the murder capital of the world. So I was born in a home, a religious home. My grandmother raised me up.
Wow.
Father was absent.
Okay.
4 boys lived in the house, 3 of my cousins in a 2-bedroom house. It was about 7 kids in the house with my grandmother, who was already elderly. She was a great woman of God. Took us to Sunday school, walked us to Sunday school, to church, back and forth. Every Sunday, no call. And we was pretty much didn't know that we were struggling as children, because we was raised on so much love. But we did have shoes that was too little, clothes we had to share. But we didn't even think of nothing about that was not normal until we got a little older, going to the basketball games. And daddy not showing up, and everybody else had fathers. So growing up, I'm getting exposed to other things, gangs, drugs, violence. And then by the age of 21 years old, we talking about a near-death experience. I found myself being shot 9 times and left for dead.
Wow.
Yes. So my best friend, and you know, he had passed that day from the actual incident.
At the same time.
Same time. I seen him take his last breath.
Wow.
And yeah, during that moment, I just knew, like, I just thought about as I laid on the ground in the snow, in blood. I'm thinking about how my grandma raised me up. I'm already having like an epiphany and like a thought of how my life should have been and would have been if I would have lived past 21. I'm laying there.
Wow.
It was like I was speaking to myself as an older age. It was like the meeting that's now.
Wow.
It's talking to the young gangster. Like, hey man, you have so much life ahead of you. You could have been an entrepreneur. You could have been this, that, and the third. And during that time, I had my first kid on the way, and I was just laying there asking God to just hover me, come over me, and comfort me. And
because you knew God.
I knew God, but I ran from God because I wanted to go my own route and direction. And you'll be in a situation where you're going to have to surrender to God, or surrendering going to be your only option. And I was at that place where I had no other choice but to turn to Him to bring me out of what I was in, because it was life or death at that point, you know. And I called and I prayed on God, and I asked Him to come just give me a peace and a comfort and forgive me for my sins and just heal me if you can. And He gave me a second chance.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
give it up for Him, y'all.
So I died for God a second chance. And then, so my second near-death experience came after me being, I could say, reluctant, after my, I can say, me surrendering, telling God to, you know, take me out of the streets, give me a second chance. It's easy to submit when you're in pain, you know. It's easy to say, God, help me when I'm going through something. But what happens when I got back healed, I got out of the hospital, I had to learn how to walk again, but I had a vengeance. I didn't know how to deal with the anger I had bottled up from over the years as a child into a grown man. And I just felt like so empty. So I resorted in other ways to express how I felt. And so by the time I'm 25 now, 2014, I was like, hey.
When did you become a rapper though? Was you a rapper at 21?
Yeah, I was doing secular music. So I'm in the clubs. We got the clubs with the, I was doing concerts with rapper Lil Durk, a lot of Chicago drill music. So I had a real big name on music then, and people was like, hey, I was called Butta Gutter at that time. And they was like, hey, you gonna make it, man.
Where does Butta come from?
My childhood nickname.
That's what I figured.
I was called Butta Ball when I was a baby.
Butta Ball. You was fat.
Yeah, I was a little fat little baby.
Little turkey baby.
And then they dropped the ball and just called me Butta, because Butta Ball don't sound right in the street.
Right.
Yeah,
like
so
what?
they said Butta Gutter. So they had to have some balance in it. The streets is the gutter. So long story short, I'm 25 now, and I can feel God pulling me to do something, and I'm like, I don't know what it is He want me to do. I can feel Him pulling me to say, hey, I want to use you. But I'm talking myself out of being used by God, knowing that He is going to use me. But I'm like, I don't know if you want to use me, somebody who been, you know what I'm saying, in the streets, been locked up, shot 9 times. I got healed and I went the other route. I just felt like I wasn't good enough. And the enemy sometimes will try to make us feel like we're inadequate. And God will use who He want to use.
This is playing.
Yeah, so He tricking me, knowing that the reason I'm going through what I'm going through because He's trying to stop God's plan for my life. But I just kept listening to the voice of God telling me like I was called. And I didn't know what I was called to what. I remember calling my pastor like, hey, I feel like God has called me to, believed to be a preacher at the time. I said, but I don't think so, because I'm in the streets and I don't want to be a gangster and a preacher and do both. I only do one or the other. I said, I can't fake it. He like, well, just pray and ask God what it is he wants you to do. And one day I was in the club. I promise y'all, I was performing. And before I performed, I said, can I pray for the audience? Out of nowhere. I don't know what urged me to. And I prayed for the crowd. My friends laughing like, what's going on? You acting weird. Like, you just said, can you pray for everybody? Like, before you did this crazy song. And I said, I don't know. That's the energy I felt to avoid some conflict. I felt like I had the power to stop whatever was about to happen that night that was bad. And the next day, I felt the same way. I was like, hey, you was tripping last night. You said, let's pray. And I said, I still feel the same way for some reason. I don't know. I'm not drunk. I'm not anything. And then I said my prayer to God, and I'm going to ask him what it is I felt. July 23rd, I never forget, I prayed a prayer. I said, Lord, whatever it is you want me to do, show me and I'll do it. Wherever you want me to go, show me I'll go. Whatever it is you want me to be, show me and I will be it. And then right after that, July 24th, the next day, I get up. I had braids on my head at this time. I washed my hair, and I said, I'm about to hop in the car. I'm going to go get my hair did, and I'm going to tell my brother that I feel like God has called me to preach. I get up. I hop in the car. I'm driving. Next thing you know, I got a flat tire out of nowhere. I get out. I check my fixer flat. Boom. I wake up, blood everywhere. Head cracked open to the skull. Eye popped out the socket. Jaw broke.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what just happened? I'm in the place where I'm about to surrender. Now, no, I just had a surrendering prayer the day before. That's in 24
and
hours.
I'm headed to tell somebody that I'm committed.
That's my calling.
And
then I see people all around me. I'm like, oh my God, I've been shot up. What happened? Like, I didn't do nothing. This time I'm done. And then I hear somebody pick me up. Then I wake up in the helicopter. And then they say, stay woke, you just flatline. You was just hit by a drunk driver while changing your tire.
Oh my God.
He said, what's your name? Check my cognitive and asked me, do I remember where I was at? Y'all, I never preached a sermon a day in my life, but I told him, I don't know what just happened. I said, but I know I'm called to preach the gospel. And since that day, July 24th, 2014, so I left the hospital, that's exactly what I've been doing constantly into this day. Never went back to the streets.
I'm about to cry.
Never went back to the games. Never went back to the street life. Never went back into the club life. Never went back to smoking, drinking, any of that. It was like an instant change, like a cold turkey. I don't know how God did it, but that day for a fact, he did it. And the enemy tried to stop me from being standing here today, given how grace, how powerful God is. He's seen this, the vision I saw when I was a little boy laying down. I done seen kind of these things already. Just in the foresight and knowledge of God.
Let me stop you there. We got to go to commercial break. And I know they need a break. Yeah, this is amazing. Give it up for him. And we will be right back after this commercial break, guys. About where those near-death experiences have taken you with ministry.
Yes, right to the hospital, it led me right to the pulpit. I accepted my calling publicly to the world. I didn't know what that was going to look like, but I just said yes. I gave God my yes, and ever since I gave him that yes, doors that's been opening up. The same boy who couldn't afford a haircut now own barbershops.
The same boy. Give it up for him, y'all. Keep going up.
Same boy couldn't afford a hamburger, now I own restaurants. Same one that couldn't afford a cable, now I'm making movies.
Come on now.
It was like, I was on EBT, food stamps, and now I got videos on BET. So it was like, he just switched it over.
The goodness of the Lord.
So he didn't take away the gift. Like I said, he just gave me a whole better message with my music. And he just opened up so many doors, just giving God a yes. Like that's the biggest piece of my ministry. Just saying yes to the call. And he'll figure everything else out there for yourself. You ain't got to try to figure it out, because we can do that, then we wouldn't need God. So obviously, I just let him just take the wheel and have his will, and he just have his way. So at the end of the day, my faith just is dependent on God's decision. So if I fail, it's on God, because I trust him with this plan.
He put it there and you moved
so I put all the pressure on God. I'm like, hey, I'm about to start the business. I wrote the vision. I made it plain. I did what you said. I'm going to put the work in. I got the faith.
Come on.
If this business closed, God is
It's on you.
That means you about to get a bigger building for me.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about what you're doing with music, because you got some new music coming, right? Okay.
So I do Christian hip hop. I did it since 2018.
Okay.
God been breathing on it. Won multiple awards, Gospel Artist of the Year. Grammy consideration in 2022.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, it's the first for my city since Michael Jackson to be a part of that kind of that lineage of music. So my album getting ready to drop, Chapter 1. Yes, Chapter 1. So Butta the Preacher, Chapter 1 is going to be a powerful album where people can see what God has been doing with my music, and I believe it's about to go to another level.
It will. We speak that it's going to another level.
Yes.
Everything you've been doing has been level upon level upon level upon level. So now it's just time for your music to just rocket ship up.
Yes.
Just go on to new levels. So let's talk. You mentioned something about a movie coming out about your life.
Yes.
So tell us about that a little bit. Can you share anything about that?
I can share it.
Okay.
So Stacey Harris is a phenomenal writer.
Okay.
One of the biggest writers in the game right now. She worked with Marlon Wayans personally and a lot of other artists. And she took a liking to my film, to my story.
Okay.
And me, her, Chris Jameson, these all big names in the industry, said we coming together to shoot this movie. I mean, everybody's excited. Man, Jacob Lattimore.
That's awesome.
We even reached out to Janet Jackson. She loved the script.
Wow.
And she's from Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, so a lot of people almost like, you care about this story? They're like, yes, this is a big deal.
You got a story
so I
to
said,
tell.
Okay. They said, we shooting a movie. We're going to do it for Netflix.
Wow.
And everybody was just
y'all
sold
heard
into
that word, the N-word he said? Say that N-word again.
Huh?
The N-word.
Netflix? Oh, absolutely, Netflix.
Can we get a round of applause for that? Because all y'all watch that. Okay. So we met and were introduced by my friend TSO. Shout out to T.O. because I can't do this without saying shout out to him. Like, you ain't saying nothing about me. So what's up, my homie?
Yes.
Much love for Chicago.
I love him.
But want you to share for a minute with someone who's scared to say yes. Like they know they have a high calling in their life. They've been through a lot of traumatic situations. They know better, but they will not say yes. What would you say to someone like that?
I say yes, or yes will be your only option to give. It's a best in your yes.
Come on.
It's an elevation in your yes. It's a breakthrough in your yes. Just those 3-letter words could change your whole future today. Just giving God that yes. Yes to his will. Yes to his way. Yes, I trust you. Yes, I believe. Yes, I can. Yes, I know. Just that yes alone, even while you're afraid, even while you have some doubt in you, said the faith of a mustard seed, just a small portion, and God to do wonders with it.
Yes.
So the yes, the best days of your life is connected to that yes. When you give him a yes, he promised that you shall fulfill. He promised. God is a man that never lied. So if I'm going to keep a covenant with anybody, and I know he'll keep it with me, even if I break it, God's going to keep his end of the bargain because I gave him that yes.
It's the best. I see tell people all the time, it's the best gamble you'll ever take.
It's the best you'll ever take.
It's the best gamble you ever take is trusting God. Well, thank you, Butta, for being on the show. This has been amazing. You have an amazing story, and I'm just excited to see what you do next. And excited that God brought us together to be connected. So is this show or anything or I can do to, be a blessing to you, please let me know.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, guys.